So I'm cleaning and I'm thinking of shit while I clean. And I probably not be able to force it all out. That shit kind of harder cleaning too. I'll hold the camera and talking into it. Probably I want to get the floor clear so I could do like more crawling type exercises. I actually created a new playlist. It's called Dojo Jojo. And there's it's basically primal movements and stuff. So it's more ways to get fit without needing equipment necessarily, but it will be nice to not have glass all on the floor for those types of things. So in between doing stuff, I'm just sort of doing this and then doing this. I get to thinking about things that are in my head that I could talk about. And I get the camera and I get to like, then it's like, oh, well, now there's a blockage to what I want to say. But I have been thinking about it. A lot of this too with like current events. I am thinking about like, I do compare myself to people who are my age. And, you know, I do follow Andrew Tate. He's my age. And he's at the stage 3 after they try to imprison you. They try to assassinate you. Which I've also, how do you put it, the brutal kinetics of lead. I mean, I've definitely tempted fate in that regard. With where I live and places I could go. That eventually, if I just didn't get beat down by like 15 people, it would be like lead. But no joking matter though. How do I reply to that? Because he doesn't know who the fuck I am. And there's also a bit of weirdness with the fact that Blair White follows Andrew Tate too. And Blair White is a tranny, but it's kind of similar to me, but also like the total opposite. Like, can afford $2,000 sweaters. Blew up big on YouTube years ago. Like, remember I checked her; she was already big by the time she did 100 videos. And she calls out like trans bullshit, but I mean, that's kind of her whole shtick now. That's all she does. She does. I've seen her do a podcast with people. That was all right, but like, she's got her content and my content is not the same. In our lives, definitely. So, yeah. So Andrew Tate basically has the two two trannies following him, despite like how much that seems like it would be not the case if you went by stereotypes alone. But I don't fit into so many stereotypes. So it's like, what can I do? And I'm training anyways. So I think I call this the Mosho Mayato. Can't say his name, but the samurai dude, he's got way of the longsword. This is way of the metal pipe. See, here we got. I got a lot of training stuff going on. See, oh, this is more. It's more of a walking stick. But see, even got our companion, our Tonto. Seppuku with this thing really sucks though. You may need to kill yourself. You may need to take your own life. Here's that rusty hammer. But I've been using this training technique, which I'll demonstrate with the lightest of my implements here. This one's got a good, nice attack speed, but it's so light that I can go up and come down right where I want to stop it, right where I want to, right? Easy. Practice good form. Also practice speed. But this one is less a sword and more a chunk of iron. Not so easy to control. It wants to carry me down. I actually get a pretty good workout with it too. But there's a thing where you just go back. It does take a toll. Actually, I feel like it's got a decent like amount of like it works different muscles in the back and the front and all that. And then I just spontaneously thought of this training exercise. I'm not going to do full speed, but I did try it, and it crack. Ow, that fucking hurt. You just try to like improve accuracy by going, and yeah, you just try to go just under or just over the ladder bar. And if you punch it and you hurt your hand, well, then obviously you need to practice more. Yeah, I mean, see, like, how do I even reply to that one though? You have like 4,000 tweets on there, and it's just like I could just say some generic shit. What the fuck is the point of that? You know, if like there really is like a war on the Matrix versus humanity kind of thing, like I gotta think of better shit to say than just some generic shit. Plus, I want this shit to be real. Like, I want it to have a point. I don't like pointless banter. But I just started doing this, and then my thoughts started coming clear. And now I'm multitasking, so it's a little harder. But I'm getting these up in the piles, and then I'll come through with something later and scoop it all up. So this floor space would be good. I could do like bear crawls and ninja crawls and monkey crawls and frog leaps and all sorts of weird, actually, grass drills and gorilla drills. I remember those from the military. Those are the fucking worst. So I guess I'll be doing those if I ever get this. Not if I ever. I have to. I have to roll a 6. Oh yeah, I was thinking what to say to him though. You know, things occurred to me like he said, if you're poor, you get strong as an ox. So that's kind of my thing. You know, I don't know. But the goal isn't necessarily to look up to anybody as it is to try to get on their level, try to play catch up, I guess. Just with my physicalness, I don't really need. I don't need a Bugatti. I mean, I actually don't even want a Bugatti. I just want like a pretty pair of boots and like. Well, he did say everyone should be, every person should have $25 million and their own plane. I definitely want my own like World War II era propeller plane. Maybe like a Mustang or a ME 240, I think. I think it was ME 250. I don't know. It was like the very first jet. That'd be dope. This takes fucking forever with this shit. That's alright. I wasn't even thinking about taking forever. It's just a little bit at a time. These big pieces. The other thought I had earlier, I was going through here, like there's all the wiring and still in this place, so it hasn't been ransacked by scrappers, which I really think, yeah, I'd rather it just stay here. The metals to be used for like after the apocalypse, after glorious nuclear warfare. But it occurred to me that it would be cheaper to just refurbish the building. But because there's all these bullshit codes, which like the codes before were, well, you don't want your house caving in on somebody because then, it was like eye for an eye. So there was these basic standards. So you couldn't just sell someone an absolute shoddy, shitty house for $1 million, let's say. Or for 1,000,000 gold. Actually, not dollars. Dollars are worthless. So 10 gold pieces. $1 million, 10 gold pieces. Well, once they couldn't do that anymore, they got okay, well, let's just make the codes so that no matter, like, we just have to bulldoze the building and just construct a whole new building. And it'd be like, oh, it'll create jobs. Now we gotta have people bulldoze, we got people do this, got people do that. It's just a way to up the price. Like, why build a fence for $10 or $100 if you can build it for 10,000? And just accelerates the well, I mean, like the whole climate, global warming, yeah, of course that shit's real, but all that shit just accelerates it, which is good. Like the capitalists want that shit to be accelerated because then they can say, oh, well, now this is an emergency. Now we need to implement carbon tax because we've induced a society, we've created a consumer society that doesn't reuse anything. They just throw everything away and then just build new shit that's designed to is designed to break. So that was a thought I had earlier. I figured I'd catch it here while I got it. Uh, yeah, it's coming along nicely though. Get some training with those and just doing this and yeah, I responded to that one tweet and also thinking how do I keep up with my YouTube channel and all that sort of shit. And I want Rumble now. So maybe I'll just quit this until I have. Yeah, I guess that's enough, and then maybe later when I have more to say, I'm sure I got more to say. I just can't focus it all out. I want to do so many things at a time.